pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon each and every one of us. We ask for your guidance in the decisions we make today. It's fair and just for all involved. These things we ask in the name of Jesus. Amen. Good morning and welcome everybody. I was not at the last meeting, the minutes of the last meeting, February 28th. Have y'all read them? Is there any corrections, changes? Good luck, sir.
I hope so.
Second? Okay, the motion to approve and second. All in favor, raise your right hand. The minutes are approved as presented to the committee. The first applicant is Georgiana Adopt, is it? Patty? Yeah. Are you here? Oh, that's okay. Unit 1, Block 157, covered patio for storage. Did someone assist you in filling out this permit?
I didn't get a permit yet.
No, I mean for the application.
Yes, in the office.
They
yes.
did?
Yes. Oh, Mr. Robinson's here. He can explain it.
Okay, well, no, I just, this application,
Okay.
well, this is not directed to you, ma'am, this is directed to girls at front office.
Oh.
We have no idea on this front application what, it has to be checked off what you're requiring, and the girls check nothing. On the information you give us in writing was fairly well done, but there's no plot plan for the lots. And we insist on this on every application, and for some reason or other it's not being done. So, what's the committee think about this? I mean, it's getting to where it's happening more often than it should have.
You're right, I know.
We should, after all these years, the help should know this is what you gotta do, folks. Because it throws a burden on us to not be able to approve it when the applicant is wanting approval, and it gets frustrating after a while.
Well, that one's in Unit 1 in the whole.
I understand, but they
Okay.
still, the CCNRs require a plot plan for any application. It says so here in there. And we like to see it because it assists us in making a real fast decision and correcting them. And if it's not here, then we gotta guess, or we gotta send it back till next week till we get the information we need. And that creates inconvenience for the applicants,
Right.
but it also causes a.
Well, sir, the only thing, when I did go into the office, I explained, the situation. She asked me about a street, and I said, well, I'm in the courtyard. And, and there's no roadway, and there's just a walkway in the back, and she told me it wasn't necessary. I mean, because I'm only here seasonally.
I understand.
And
I'm not saying anything that you did everything that you were told to do. It's not about you. It's about our girls up front.
We have a training.
They need some training or something.
Would it be helpful that each one that took the application initially from who took the application?
That's an idea. That's a good idea.
Document.
What do y'all think, fellas? ladies?
Well, there's gotta be some accountability.
You're just wanting to enclose a 7-foot area there to make a storage room, right?
But right, it's under an existing porch.
It's under a porch, you just wanna put the walls up.
Right, and it's not closing the whole porch in, it's just closing a part of it in.
Uh, This hardboard, is that gonna be like hardy plank or
It's gonna be the 4x8 sheets, cement
cement
board.
board?
Right,
Okay.
yeah, and it's just on two sides, there's a concrete block wall, common wall on one side, and then it's just gonna close in the back and the side.
And they're using, what, are you using 2x4s or
Yeah, 2x4s,
studs?
treated bottom plate.
Let's see if that's here. No, it's not listed here either. And that's something, you know, another, we need a complete building list of everything that's gonna be used, which they got part of it here, but part of it's not here. I can't make these decisions by myself, folks. Give me some feedback.
Well, I think we need the list.
I agree with you, J.E., on the fact that we need this. Most of us are aware of these situations down there and what it is. I don't see any problem. It will be approved when it comes to being. I think they can certainly bring in the list and add it to it if it's not, if it's gonna slow them down.
Yeah, and another thing that might help if we have the original plat, maybe a copy of it attached to this too.
Exactly.
Because, you know, when you just have this, I understand that the people understand exactly what they're gonna do, and everything they're gonna do is probably on the up and up.
Right.
But for someone else to look at it, it's very difficult to understand.
And that's something the girls might point out to these applicants, that in nearly every file in this association, there is an original plat
That's right,
that somebody got a building permit to start with.
that's right.
And they are entitled to use that without having to go through a bunch of drawings and stuff, so, you know, if they're kinda informed of that, it would help a lot probably.
Yeah, because, right now, we're assuming that it's on their property.
Yes.
We're assuming that that there's too many assumptions being made by,
But I agree with Bruce too, we know
you know,
they're probably gonna do exactly what they're saying, but George, what do you think about it?
I don't know, it's zero lot line.
Down, well, yeah, down there it
Zero
is.
lot line,
Yeah.
it's an existing structure with an existing cover, and they're
Okay.
just closing in
Just
an
closing in the
area of
walls.
that existing cover
Okay.
to make a storage building out of.
I kind of agree with Bruce too, if they could bring in, after the fact obviously, but bring in a material list that could be attached to it.
Could you give us a material list that could be attached to her application when,
Right now.
well, whenever?
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing that's not listed on there, that's not, there's a door shown on there, but it's gonna be a 3/0 steel door.
No, that's what we need to know, you know, it's the door, and you got 2x4 studs in the walls, and, you know, just, and you already listed the hardy board, so. What's y'all's pleasures, ladies and gentlemen?
Can we approve it?
I think we can approve it.
Contingent with this stuff being turned in
I think
at
so.
the time that he comes in for the permit?
Yes.
is that a motion?
Make a motion to approve, contingent on the submittal of the plans and specs on it at the time that the permit's picked up.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, permit is granted. Give us that, fill that list out and everything that, before you pick up the permit,
Okay.
okay? And you'll be able to pick up that permit, what, about noon or before noon or right after noon? And be sure and display the permit while you're doing the work. And then when it's finished, bring it back to the office and turn it in.
Okay.
When all the work is finished.
Sign.
Signed, yes. Okay, next applicant. Pat Leonard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, unit 37, lot 22. Extend rear roof line to create covered patio areas, requesting the variance. Is this slab you have there, sir, go plumb to the property line?
Yes, sir, it does, and that was issued under a permit last month.
Right. And now you wanna put a covered patio over it.
I want to extend the roof line to make cover over that patio.
I'm not sure whether, do we have anything else out in 37 that a variance has been granted to go all the way to the property line?
I have no idea.
Your property line is the green area, right? It backs up to the green area.
Yeah,
That's correct. There's also a hydro easement behind there that's 20 feet. And there was also a permit granted last month to one of our neighbors for the same deal.
To one of your neighbors, do you know who it was?
Yes, I do.
Who?
Pat and Dan.
That.
Pat and Dan, I don't know his last
I don't
name.
remember, we gave them a permit to build, but I don't remember giving them a variance to build on the property line. If they built.
Well,
to the
you can't
property
build,
line.
There's not a structure, it's just a roof line, and his roof line goes right to his property line.
No, we didn't approve it like that, I don't think.
is that the one that Katie brought to our attention?
That's correct.
Right.
Just,
February 2nd.
You got a copy of it there, Bruce?
No, that's his, that's his. Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize. I knew that name was familiar.
could you pull the folder on that? It's,
Pat,
Dan and Pat, and I don't remember their last name.
Trouble finding it, if you don't know their last name.
Yeah,
What's
it's-
the
it's Unit 37. Which direction is that from your, right or left or close or what?
Would be around the corner about,
It's right next door to Dutton, be lot 17.
Lot 17, it says Russell here.
Yeah, well, it's,
Changed hands.
But is that
it's changed hands, yeah.
Is that the same lot?
Yeah, that's the lot, cause it's right next door to Bill Dutton, and he's at 18.
Well, I need to know a date or something, how that's
No,
filed.
all we need is just his folder.
Okay.
His copy of the permit will be in his folder.
Yeah.
No, it's not in here, so it must have been done before I.
I don't have a.
Must have been done before me.
Have they completed the construction on the rest of it already, or is it still,
Right.
is it
no,
progress?
I'm well on my way though.
Okay.
I need to know about the variance before I order the steel for the roof,
Right.
that's what I need to know today.
Is the roof considered structure,
Yes.
or is it the walls that's considered the structure?
Anything supported is considered a structure.
Anything that exists over the walls is part of the structure, right? Because I just looked at this right here. If we've already granted a variance on another one, or
I don't
I don't know whether we have or not.
I missed a couple of meetings
Yeah.
in that period of time, and I remember Dan and Pat's
I remember talking
permit
about
that
it,
we discussed, but I don't remember a variance that was granted on it.
but I was just looking at CCNRs here, under, just on third page there, number 6, said no structure or recreational vehicle shall be placed closer than 12 feet from the front lot line and 3 foot on the side and rear lot lines. So, but we don't consider concrete slabs as structures,
No,
so,
that can be an open patio.
yes.
Sullivan. Sullivan, I believe.
Sullivan, Dan and Pat Sullivan.
Okay, and this is the most recent. It still hasn't been filed, so we tracked it down.
Pick this short. See what you think. Am I assuming that the top of that there is the rear of the lot, or is that the?
Well, is there another,
Another one?
when we did the original permit for him to build a house? Cause the concrete was here,
Yeah.
and then
Okay,
he
here is,
added this portion,
Okay, here is,
that was the concrete slab.
Slab.
And then he added this portion out the back, which would have come over and come out.
give us the full length on this. 12-12, 24, 64, and 16, it's 30, is 40. Is that 50 foot?
See, he didn't ask for a variance to take it to a property line.
Let me ask a question, is this only the roof that's going to go out to the property line? Is that gonna be 3 foot over the, I mean, back here it shows that when that slab was laid, the 3 foot setback was adhered to, so the slab didn't go to the property line. So,
When I originally put in a permit, I wasn't going to put a covered,
no, but it shows here that the slab only came to the property line.
all right, that slab only comes to the rear property line now.
No, but it shows that it's on, there is a 3 foot setback.
That's the side setback?
Well, that's the side
And the right
setback.
side
I
setback.
apologize. I guess if I could read better, I could
Do
understand.
y'all,
I wouldn't ask,
Russell, you need to see this?
No, nowhere in there does he ask for any kind of a variance, and
No.
that's,
And,
Well, the question I would have is, if you follow, apparently the property is 40 feet wide. There's no depth number put down here. But if you take the outside perimeter of his drawing, his patio on the, well, I'm assuming would be the backside, goes right to the property.
well, yeah, he requested for the
The
concrete.
slab does, yeah.
The slab to go plumb to the property line, we granted that.
No, but these cross red lines, to me, is what he was asking for. Was to
Oh, you
put-
talking about in that one there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the original one that I got from when he first applied. It shows that the patio roof is going right to the back property line, not the side one, but to the
back property.
I mean, that's the way I read this, you know,
And it's very possible.
because if this is the property line, he's right up on that property line with the roof. So, you know, I don't know.
I was sitting here when the variance was given.
Well, I understand, we got it right here.
Katie Brown brought it up, and a week later, he had to come in here and get a variance for it.
Well, maybe.
Is there anything in the folder there that indicates that he was granted a variance to do that?
Is there anything in the minutes?
Anything in the minutes?
What week was that?
The only thing we have is whatever was on this right there.
Yeah, but what's the, do we have the minutes from the next week?
It says here, from Daniel Sullivan, Unit 37, Lot 17, came a request for a metal cover, I guess over an existing slab along with increase in house size by 48 square feet. Plans are in order, permit was issued.
But no variance request was made.
It
No.
doesn't say that, but if we approved it to cover an existing slab that goes to the property line,
We essentially gave him the variance.
yeah.
What week is that? Because if Katie said something about it, I'm sure it's in the minutes for the next
This
week.
is,
Well, yeah.
this is the February 14th meeting, which we had the February 7th minutes in it.
Okay, so this would be the February 21st meeting would be the,
Now, you have to be it's the February 14th meeting.
whoops, I don't have minutes for February 21st. How's that happen?
It'll be the 14th or the 7th.
No, if it was granted on the 14th.
Oh,
Did that been one of the weeks, so we might not have a meeting?
No, we had one on the
I
21st.
have, but I don't have any minutes here for it.
Is that the 21st?
Yes. This is the minutes from the meeting of the 14th.
Oh, the 14th.
But that's when it was granted, right?
Okay, let's see. An omission was noted regarding, no, that's his, never mind. There's nothing mentioned in here.
It appears as though he covered an existing slab and nobody questioned the rear setback.
That's,
Exactly.
That doesn't automatically give him a variance.
I understand that. And usually, every time we let somebody run a slab to the back of the property, I always have in the back of my mind, they're going to want to put a
This is
cover over
gonna
it
happen.
sometime or another, and the structure has to be 3 foot back, so. But we let this one get by us, so. What's y'all's pleasure, ladies and gentlemen?
well, two things. One, we set a precedent by letting the other one go, but the other thing is there such a critical problem on the back of a property that actually goes to a green area, which theoretically, nothing will ever happen on it, that it makes that much of a difference?
It does if there's another unit platted behind that unit.
Well, you've got, I know, I went over and looked at his, and he's got right behind him, there's a power easement right through that, there. And from where the main power line is to his property line, it's gotta be at least 10 or 12 feet. I don't think you could build it. You can't build under a power line, theoretically. So I don't see anything being built between the end of his property and the power pole, which is behind his property. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, that's correct, but one guy got it, and again, it's behind on the green area. I don't see that much of a critical problem with not abiding by the 3-foot setback.
Now, that's where the term comes up, it's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission.
Yeah, well, I know, but
And that's happening more and more. You just do what you want to, and you ask for forgiveness, and then
But not I.
the person
No,
that
he's-
asks permission is the one that gets penalized.
Yeah, and he's coming before us to get it done before him, so, you know. Well, probably in a court of law, they would say, yes, that's true, but not necessarily all the time. There's anymore.
You'll say we said precedent.
If it's already happened, especially right next door, within a reasonable distance there, it'd be only fair to this individual to allow the variance. I have never been a big proponent of variance because I feel that when an individual buys a piece of property, he understands the size of it, the dimensions of it, and you can't put a 4,000 square foot house on a 2,000 square foot lot. So, you know, I've never liked variances, but in this particular case, and I do, according to looking at the plans here, it looks like this is a 7-foot patio area. So theoretically, there could be a 4-foot roof put on it and still have the 3-foot setback. So that's my feelings.
Somebody give me a motion.
I make a motion we approve it. Based on,
The full 7 foot?
yeah.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. You abstaining? Okay, we got one abstention and 4 votes for it. You got the permit, sir?
Is there a cost to this permit?
You can pick it up about,
Their cost,
is there a cost?
I don't think so, not for variances.
No, there's,
Well, he's
what is it?
adding square footage to
Oh,
the
yeah,
building.
he's adding square footage.
He's
Yeah.
adding square footage to the building.
Yeah. And then, you can pick it up about noon, up at the front. And you already got the permit though, right?
Yes, sir.
This will just be a variance,
Variance to the original
what
permit.
do they do when they get variance on
I don't know.
that? I don't know either.
modification within the scope of approved permit costs $5.
Yes. That's basically what you're supposed to do.
If I read it correctly.
Okay. Okay. That's all you need, I guess. Pay whatever the fee is, $5 fee that's involved, so you can pay the girls up front.
Thank you.
Okay, next application. Don Broughton?
Right.
Okay. The W is silent, huh? Unit 38, lots 8, 9, extend structure.
I'd like to submit this to you, because I don't know if you have a picture, what's the up there? This is basically all that I'm asking to build, add on to this existing building inside here. I just want to make it a picture inside, inside.
Okay, you're putting a living area, is that what you're doing?
Basically, it's already got a 15 by 15 room. I'm just asking you to build a 18 by 24 add-on to it,
To this other side,
inside the slab.
behind where the motorhome is.
Exactly right, that's all it is.
Uh,
I think it, I don't know if it says that on there or not.
Here's a picture of the sign.
Yeah, it says pretty good right there.
Well, 2 4s with 10 covering. You want to let the committee members see
Oh,
that
I'm
picture
sorry.
you got there?
This
He's
is-
got it hand drawn, but he's got it also a
But
picture.
there are pictures of the door and the siding, and it's going to be the same as the existing. Everything that's there is going to be all undercover. And if y'all want any more pictures, I want me to pass this around, we have pictures of the existing siding and everything.
Don, that's on the existing cement.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to strike the word variance.
Oh, we don't want a variance.
That's what I was reading.
Everything gonna build inside the existing building,
What about?
same slab, everything.
Let's get the girls,
The one just,
yeah, a variance is totally different. We need somebody to instruct them on what a variance is.
Yeah, that's,
Because a lot of times they put a request for a variance, which is not.
you probably know where this is,
They're
Russell.
gonna add, a 19-foot by 24-foot habitable area structure that'll be right behind that motorhome there, under that slab. To join in the 15-15 structure they have.
I think this goes back to the same as the first one. Materialist.
It's on that piece of paper that's
Well,
going
two
around right now.
befores with
Oh,
tin
I'm not,
cover.
oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
you're
does.
showing on here an uncovered 3-foot setback? Is this the part that's gonna be added?
Mhm.
No, okay, from the end of the building, it's gonna be, come back in here 5 feet, that's gonna, so it'll be 5 feet of the slab still showing here.
It says 3 foot here.
No, I'm sorry, yeah.
Is this an existing building?
Yes.
See, that's the end of that building, so we're gonna come in, it looks like about 3 foot. So we have a
Was a
little bit of
variance
patio on the
granted?
outside, you know.
Was the variance granted to take that building to the back? Or is the concrete on the property line?
Yes,
No,
No.
no, the concrete sits back in the property line.
Yeah,
Okay.
the concrete's not the property line.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's just, I'm just adding on it underneath there to this existing building. Except I'm gonna start about 3 feet this way, so I have a little walkway out there is all I'm doing, yeah. This, the outside wall on the right, outside will be made 2 by 6, and the rest will be 2 by 4.
Interior.
This plot here though is.
Well, you're adding
Just like all of the buildings.
so you're adding about 225 square feet, 220
No.
square feet.
The slab does not go to the property line in the
No, I
back.
was
See,
just
that's
saying, I
the
was just
plot
reading the
plan that's
numbers
missing,
here.
is not
It's
showing
gonna be
the
19 by
property line.
24 at the end of it, and it was 15 by 15 to start with, it's 201 square, 221, 231 square feet long up there. That sound right?
Yeah,
About.
This is another one.
Yeah,
Where
they
did
don't,
the
it appears that it's on the property
plot
line,
line.
according to them.
How difficult would it be when somebody comes in for a permit, I don't need to stop what they're doing, but that the office give them a picture of their,
Of
of
their
their lot,
existing plat,
and then say, show us on this what you're gonna do.
Cause every folder, just like getting Sullivan's folder there, every folder has a copy of their plot
Yes.
plan with what they're doing in there.
That's what I'm saying, you can, with the application, you give them the plat.
so there again, on this one here, if we'd had that, the outside the boundaries, we'd know a little more information than what we have, so.
Well, see,
even-
like George brought up the point here, this was drawn up in the appraisal office.
Yes,
And they drew the entire property, and then when they drew the little building, they drew it
up to the
up
property
on the
line.
property line, which is really incorrect.
That's true.
But we don't have the plot plan that actually shows that it's 3
so
feet
a
up.
copy of the plot plan.
Yeah, if, just, when the individual comes and says, I want it, well, like these folks. And you just go to the folder and pull out and make a Xerox copy of this, this is the property lines. Then they can plat their information in here, show the setbacks, side, rear, and what's there existing and what they want to do. It might take a little more time to pull that out and put it up, but still,
Can this sheet be amended? I mean, to make sure that it says this is,
yes, they need to check off whatever they're gonna be doing to that.
I mean, should we put plot plan attached
Yes.
before? I
Yes.
mean, we need to put that on here.
Or, yeah, or even in this, if this is approved by us, then this would be attached to, we're gonna just make a package. The letter, that, plat, and then, you know, something like that.
says it on the bottom of the back of the application, the plot plan.
For
If
this,
we do it for everybody, it's, you know,
Yeah, then,
it gets to be a habit, and,
yeah. So let it be written.
Then, actually, you could just say attached plot plan out of the folder, because it already says to draw a plot plan, so
Well,
you could just take that off it and use the same sheet without doing much work on it.
right. Well, they still need to draw on the one that's attached to it, what you're gonna.
yeah,
Yeah,
What about an application received by, so
Right.
this, the date up here is when it was received and received by,
there you
and
go.
that's not an approval, but it's just a,
Then it's
but
got.
it looks
Initial.
like,
Who
it
did it?
is, this one was initial, but it looks like it shut down.
At 4:30 on the,
Same day.
whatever.
We've kinda got away from Mr.
yeah,
Okay,
we
I'm
haven't
sorry,
talked
I
about
meant
this.
that.
Okay, now then,
Okay, according to what I see here, which was mentioned that he mentioned that his new building is gonna be 3 foot setback from the end of the slab. So if there's a 3 foot setback off the property line, then he's complying with that by being 3 foot off, even though the slab goes to the property line.
no, he's.
Slab doesn't go to the property. line.
Well, what I'm saying, if it did,
Yeah,
he's still asking for 3
But the
feet.
building next door,
Well, yeah, it's
it
there.
appears on there that it does go over the
Yeah,
top.
right. If that's the
Because
problem,
there's no plot plan actually showing what that setback is.
right.
but there should be in the original file.
Should be. If we've done our job right, and everybody else has.
Well, he wants to add 231 square feet onto the existing building. I say let him do it.
Well, I have no problem with personally.
Would we get a picture of this to be attached, because it's got material list on it?
Sure can.
You know, because he's got treated 2x4s, 2x6s, et cetera.
Sure can. Make a copy of
Make a
that,
copy of
attach
this.
it to it,
Yeah.
to this application.
Can you email this and then give it to
Bruce,
him?
was that a motion you made?
I make a motion that we approve this with, what he's gonna build it out of. I think we do need
Yes, always.
a list of the stuff. I assume he's gonna use pretty much the same stuff he used before.
Yeah,
It's
but
on that,
there
it's
is-
on
yeah,
that.
it's on-
It's
it's
got
on
a
that
copy there.
package right there.
Oh, it's on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have it with this one. I make a motion, we approve this.
I'll say,
Okay. Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, permit's approved with the $20 fee plus, 10 cents a square foot
10 cents a square foot.
for habitable area?
make sure the word variance is scratched
Yeah.
from his
Yes.
original.
Just scratch out the word variance here, because it's not right.
And that's it here.
Okay. Okay,
Now, where we put this request for variance on this sheet, that you were asking about that, almost everybody who brings these in here writes what they're
Writes
gonna
in
do
it, yeah.
in that little spot, so it's probably in the wrong spot.
okay, we don't have a board representative present today. Mr. Walker, you have anything for us? No? Is there any other information that needs to come before this committee?
Yeah, I'd like to bring something up,
Yes, sir.
if y'all don't mind. I live over in Unit 14, and right on the corner of Scales and Fort Clark Road, which is probably the two busiest roads in the fort, there's an old red house that sits out there, hasn't been lived in for, I don't know how, well, here's pictures of it.
Circle.
And it's falling down. And when I moved here 3 years ago, I asked
Okay.
about it. And,
You go in, you
Yeah,
turn
the
this
Yes.
way,
first road and then.
next to Olene, or Bonnie's there?
Bonnie, right next to
over
her, yeah. But look at the,
there. Is that some kind of estate, or, I know,
it's just,
it's been talked about before, but that's, I think it's in an estate, or,
well, I talked to Janelle, and she said that she thought it was in some kind of a estate problem. But when I first moved here, they said a 16-year-old girl had inherited it, but she's way past 18 now, and nothing still hasn't been done. And
Okay,
I guess I'm the spokesman for 14, but all the neighbors have been
no,
asking.
yeah, it's,
And it's,
I've
everybody
been-
turns on that road, sees it. It's
Right.
the first house you see, and it's,
and it is rotting down, falling
it's gonna
down.
fall down, yeah. She said they might condemn it and push it over, but, you know, she said we can't just go in and
No,
push somebody's house over, but.
can we,
We get a letter?
yes,
I'll make a motion that we request a letter be sent to
Okay.
find ownership or find,
got a second?
Well, if they let it go that long, I wonder if the assessors are up to par.
Well, probably
Who knows?
Yeah, nobody seems to know anything about it.
You don't know the name?
Scales and Fort Clark Road.
I don't know.
I can show you on the map where it's at.
Yeah, I don't-
Which one.
Y'all can have this if you want.
Okay, thank you, sir.
But,
So, what was your
Oh,
name?
wait a second.
huh?
What's your name?
My name? Jerry Morrison,
Thank you.
Jerry Denise Morrison.
Scales and Fort Clark.
Yeah, 14. You go in there with that, Dennis
You turn in the first road off
Yes.
Fort Clark Road?
and then
Right.
it's got the corner in the corner.
Oh, this one back here?
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
And so you see.
The
come
teen
down
center
here.
would be over here.
Yeah,
Hey,
and that's the
Jerry?
first house everybody sees when you turn on your right road.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, does it got a lot number there on it?
Yeah, 65, it says here.
65, yeah.
Number 65, lot 65,
Lot
14.
65.
You don't need me no more, do you?
No, sir. Thank you for coming.
It's really an eyesore.
Yes.
Besides being, the guy next door said it's so ate up with termites, and they move into his house, or rats,
Yes, I agree.
so. There's gotta be something that the court can do.
It'll take a little time, but yeah, we can see what we can get done.
Like we mentioned, you said Janelle said to bulldoze it down basically?
Well, she said you
Well,
can't do
Yeah, but I'm
that.
saying, I know you can't, but I'm saying, can you send a letter out with some kind of terminology like that, you know, something, we have to have some kind of.
It is a health hazard.
Exactly.
Safety
You got
issues.
30 days to,
To take some kind of action on it.
right, otherwise it will
Yeah,
be,
give them a time when you don't think it's a problem.
Yeah.
that, you know, and if I would check the lawyer to see if you could, get the 30 days, you can legally bulldoze it or whatever.
Well, you'd have to take possession of it.
Well, whatever we, however we require.
And there may be so many dues owed against it that, you know, I have no idea, or the taxes may not be paid on it, who knows?
Yeah, it's
No.
sort of a mystery
Yeah.
who even owns the thing, but.
this plus
There's a lot of.
First letter's in regards to violation of CCNRs. First, and I guess once we discovered that they're behind on everything, a multitude of letters.
so they've been
Probably
better off
sent
just
out.
letting them alone.
Yeah. You're right,
Anything
there
else?
is lots of buildings here that look like that, but that one is so.
Yeah.
But
Where it's
some act,
located.
they have to do some, they have to give us an answer as to what they're going to do about the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have to make some effort to correct it somehow.
But we have to have an answer within a time frame, and then we need to find out what we can do.
Right. Okay, well, thank y'all for
Okay,
looking into it.
Thank you for coming in.
Alrighty.
anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, we
Oh, what do we got? Oh, yes,
What do we can do with this?
Camille brought us this, new,
Cover letter?
Yeah, it's like an,
cover
like a,
letter, whatever, what do you, is that what it is? Cover letter?
piece of information.
No, but I mean, this is be something that you could attach to the permit.
Okay. I thought it would be something that could be, that look official to give to people who are basically in the act of
Right.
not, you know, displaying a permit or, so that's what it was originally designed for, but whatever you think it could be used for, great. I just wanted your input on, your approval basically, and how you'd like to change it.
Basically, it's telling you also that there are rules and regulations that you need to comply with, you know.
Here's the
Not
reason
our-
you're getting, here's the rule, here's the documentation, or the governing body documentation, and what you must do to comply.
Y'all satisfied with what it says, or how
Well,
it's
if
laid
it's
out?
gonna be attached to the permit, I think it needs to go in and make, in bold letters like it is here, that certain, basic things need to be there, like material list, lot line
Put that
setback.
down here at the bottom?
Well,
Yes.
so under where it says application, application required member service office, maybe I can add to that, materials, well, some
Attached to
things.
attached to the application must have the material list, a plat of the property showing vary,
Cause-
setbacks and so on.
Because that's where we're having the problem. It seems like people are bringing the permits in, but where the problem is that the permits are not
They're not
complete enough.
complete.
to make-
Material lists and plot plans showing
that-
setbacks.
That's
Yeah.
where the breakdown is.
That's what they have to have.
So that seems like this document issue. But if
It
this is
is.
like an addendum to
You're
that,
absolutely
that's what
right,
you want.
because it,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it specifically
easier.
says right on here what is required. I
Right.
mean, it's pretty basic, and it's not happening.
Yeah, where application must be submitted on Wednesday prior to the meeting date,
Mhm.
and then in bold letters following that, complete with material list and plot plan showing setbacks.
Setbacks.
Doesn't have to be a large sentence.
No, the more you, more.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept this?
With the I make a motion to accept it with the variances.
Additional?
Additional information.
With amendment.
Yes. As,
I was just,
We're
Second.
very getting into trouble.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay,
And this would be like a cover sheet for the permit.
permit, I would think so.
and you also attach the plot of their property with, is that, like you say,
Plot plan
everybody
showing
has one
setbacks.
in their,
In that
Folder.
folder, there's a
they can go
copy
take
of-
a picture of it and just attach it.
If they're gonna do an add-on, the original permit, there's a copy of the plot plan showing where they built the original structure.
Right,
And then whatever add-ons or changes they're gonna make to it, they can make from that picture.
exactly.
In new construction, they can lay it all out brand new.
Yeah, new construction, they have to lay the whole thing out.
Right. But I think it'd be easy if we can, if it's not that much of a difficult thing to give them the plot plan, because, you know, everybody's idea of a plot, drawing is different, as you can tell.
Well, somebody have to say, well, I can't draw, I can't do this, and I understand that.
Do we
but-
still have a lot of this for them? Still have 1 million of them probably?
I'm not certain.
Okay, because maybe it would help, right under where it says construction placement items on Greenbelt property is prohibited, right under there's a little small print line that says minimum essential information. Maybe if that was in larger, bolder letters, putting more emphasis on.
well, actually, on the originals, that's colored in.
I know, you're right.
It's in yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, the girls are, I guess that's what they're doing. They're saying this is,
Oh,
I'm
I thought,
instructed to
I
tell
thought
you.
they were made that way.
no, they tell them that's,
They
She
highlight the
thinks she's
things
doing the
that are
right thing.
required.
Yeah. But when they bring it back, the girls need to check to see that what's been highlighted is there.
Exactly.
yeah, but sometimes they just drop it. think.
Oh, I know, they drop it off, say, here it is, and walk out the door, and they should be, wait. Come on, kid.
Okay, is it also too soon to have follow-up on, under new and other business in the minutes? There where we're talking about the dogs, that somebody was gonna speak to?
I did write a letter. I should have printed that and brought it to you today. I sent that to Katie Brown, and we kind of went back and forth on it, and I had it ready to go, so I went ahead and sent it to Janelle. But I don't know, that's as far as it went
Okay.
last week. It needs to go out certified, so that's,
Okay.
I mean, as long as it's, the two of them collaborated and it's right, then I can just send it out, right? That's-
Yeah, yeah, those are
I didn't
just,
know if that was me, or I kind of left it
Yeah.
when I sent it to her.
That actually comes from Janelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
those are
Then
just
it may have
type
gone
of
out.
things,
Come from the
follow-up.
office, not from.
You know, follow-up is just kind of information, but when it's in the minutes here, you
That's
wonder
right.
what happened, you know, what.
That's right, yes, that's
Yeah,
why
when
it's
you do
there.
today's minutes, you could put that down, that what is being, a dialogue along what's being going on.
Yes.
Mr. Quest was out
Which,
Oh, he was.
over the weekend,
but,
and
Oh, yes, he
the
was.
hangar out there, and he staked out for a foundation, and he had Lomax over there helping him with the measurements and stuff, and then he left yesterday morning, so,
He came in
does
Morehouse.
he still live in Colorado?
No,
Good
he
to see you again.
down in the Houston area somewhere.
Is it still staked out, or?
It's still got the little blue flags over there, but his permit was 4 years old,
Yeah,
so
a long time
he
ago.
needs a new permit before he
Well, I
hires
didn't ask him what
somebody to
he,
start on it.
I didn't ask him what he was doing, I didn't know whether he was staying or what the deal was.
He's put up no trespassing signs right out next to the road on each one of his driveways and kinda cleaned it up around there.
What about Mickey Hubert's?
Yeah, that was another one I was gonna ask. Have we heard anything on the transfer of properties on Mickey Hubert?
I don't know about that. If it's, that
That's
didn't
the
come to
one
me.
with the pool. It's 5 lots that he has, but the house was actually built on the other 2 lots
Yeah.
along with it. So there's some confusion over how he's gonna obtain those lots. But we still need to do something about the pool, whether, you know, this is an open pool out there in violation of state law. And we've been trying to get something done for over a year.
Is it a pool or a pond?
Well,
It's a
it's
pool.
over X amount of,
Depends.
If it's over 18 inches deep, it's a pool by
Okay,
state law.
okay.
And this one is 5 feet deep, so
So it's not a pond?
it's not a pond. If he would have built it to the original plans that he submitted, it had a sloped floor
Yes.
from what would be considered a shallow end, it sloped all the way down
Mm-hmm.
to make a pond out of it. If anything fell in, it could have walked out.
Right.
But during the construction, that slope went away to a pool.
No ladder either?
No ladder, no nothing,
And
no way to get out.
That's where a building inspector would sure been handy when that was happening.
And because he was selling it, there's been some delay on trying to get something done. New people have a contract on it, there's a problem with the 2 lots, because he built the other house and the garage on lots that he didn't own. So it's confusing, but we need to move forward
stay
with
on it,
getting
John.
something done about the pool.
Since this is a state law,
Yeah, that's what I
should
was
it
gonna
not be
say.
a letter sent to the state on it instead of us enforcing something? I mean,
They would refer you back to the county attorney.
Yeah, come back here.
Well, maybe the county attorney.
So we're up
Based
to
on the
enforcing
state's
state laws? Is that what it amounts to?
We got
No.
this.
Well, no, but
What it is, the state law says that if it's a pool and it's on greater than 5 acres, it's not required to have a pool. And his is, that's less than 5 acres that he owns over there, so it's required to have a fence around it.
Fence around it,
And that's up to the individual communities to enforce that.
that's the only reason we don't have a fence around our swimming pool down there.
Because we're on greater than
That's
5
right.
acres.
The insurance was wanting us 2 years ago, but
Was he still in the process of selling it?
We don't know. We haven't heard anything in several months. The signs are gone, it's surveyed, we don't know where it stands right
well, the
now.
last I heard is that he was trying to make arrangements with the fort to buy the 1 lot and with the people that, on the other part of the house that's on there. that he-
Yeah, that's what we had discussed that, I think, a couple.
Yeah, Janelle
Whether
was,
he completed that or not,
Yeah,
I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
We certainly could buy the one from the fort, if he, I
well,
mean, the fort would sell it to him, though, there's no,
the fort, I don't think the fort owns it. It belongs to somebody else, but it's in the arrears
oh,
of assessments. The fort would need to foreclose on it
Yeah.
before they could sell it to him. The other one is owned by an individual. And I don't know whether there was talk that he was gonna purchase another lot and trade with them or something.
Wow.
But we need to find out where this stands, because we
So-
actually have an open pool over there with no fence around it.
not
And
only
if
that, if
something
he sold it, he
happens,
sells it, he's selling it illegally. Even if he sells it and they close and the whole thing.
no, they
It's
can't, they
fraudulent.
can't close on it. Title company will not close it.
Well, okay, I was gonna say, is there somebody aware of what the problem is?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
where
in fact, he
is
lost one
this? When's
contract that I know
the,
of.
It's unit
27.
27, Nikki
On
Hubert.
You can't miss him.
they're by the airport.
Bird Circle, something like that.
Birdie Circle.
Birdie Circle? No,
Birdie
is
Circle.
that Birdie Circle?
Mhm.
Birdie Circle.
He's got the whole inside of the,
Well, there's, the
Oh.
whole,
the circle.
the whole inside circle is 7 lots.
Yeah,
And he actually owns 5.
he owns 5 of them, and he's the only thing on those lots.
Yeah. And when he built it, that's another good reason for a building inspector, is because it was built on the other lots.
Okay, anything else, ladies and
I have
gentlemen?
just a quick question. When I'm trying to track down this information, I usually look digitally for any documents. Do you know when there might have been documentation of this, in terms of architectural minutes? Because that's one thing I can't find when I
Architecturally,
look
you
for
can
it.
go back for
Police folder, you
His
go.
several
folder.
years
Yeah.
and
27,
find
okay.
documentation of trying to do something with the
Police
pool.
folder, you
So
go.
Mickey was
And
doing
then
this,
When you
probably
follow,
about the same time Quist was doing it.
when you
when
follow
he-
up
when he
next
first
week,
started.
you wanna hear from possibly the attorney, if I can get someone to help me to
Well,
ask
where's-
questions or
where's
reopen
the-
this.
Where does it stand right now?
Needs to be reopened. Okay.
You know, wherever we stand on him obtaining the lots, who's gonna be responsible? The people that are buying it have said they would take care of the pool problem. If, we just need to find out when that's gonna occur.
Get a clear title.
Because they don't know when they're gonna be able to buy the land, the lots, or somebody needs to be responsible for putting a fence around.
Still the owner.
They pumped it down about 2 feet. I think they're afraid to pump it all the way to the bottom because they don't know what may be in the bottom.
There's no kids missing on it.
I don't think there's been any missing persons
You were
reported.
the last one done?
Is the fee $20?
$20, is that the one with the habitable area is 10 cents a square foot,
Right.
Yeah,
which is,
that's
what did you
also,
say that was?
that's up 231 square feet,
Okay,
2310.
2310?
Yeah.
2310?
This two here, this needs to be changed, it's $20 plus 10 cents a square foot, $20, just like, it did just like the rest of those things are.
And an equal sign.
20, how much?
2310?
$23 and,
No,
what?
231 square foot.
231 square feet, okay.
231 square feet, 2310. That's what I was.
$23.
Plus the $40?
Plus the
Plus
20.
20,
Plus 20.
43.
4310 total.
4310.
10 cents times, which makes it 2310 plus $30. That's what the fee will be. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? If not, adjournment?
Adjourn.
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 Second.